Hi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the journey to yourself. My name is Leah and I've started this YouTube channel a few months ago, and I do post many different videos about practices and tools that I want to give you to build a sustainable connection to yourself. So make sure you check out my channel. I post guided yoga and meditation flows, but also I talk about many different topics like how to deal with rejection, how to become confident, or just simply how to find joy in your life again. Today it's gonna be a very different video. I wanna talk about something really important, something I am suffering from for years. And I do want to talk about it because I think not so many people talk about it and there's not too much research about it. Let me come straight to the point. Today's video is about derealization. If you experience derealization or you have experienced it before, you know it can be really scary, really isolating, and also depressing. Let me tell you, you are not alone. I myself, I'm in there for years, and I do know some people personally too who are going through this and who also tried different things such as therapy, really for derealization. Today I'm gonna tell you more about it, about my experience and how I live with that today, and what actually helps me to feel better and to feel a bit more present and less derealized, or however you want to call it. Let's get started. First things first, what even is derealization? Actually, derealization is a protection mechanism from the brain. It can come up in case you have had a trauma in early childhood. Actually, it can happen from so many different circumstances. It can also happen when you do smoke too much, and I'm not talking about cigarettes, or when you drink too much alcohol and your essence, yourself, steps outside of yourself. And this is exactly how it feels. It feels like you're in a dream. It feels like you are not really here. For some people, it feels like they're in kind of a glass box, and this is also how it often feels for me, like as if there's something like a glass in front of me, but the glass is not even 100% see-through. It's a bit like, I don't know, it's see-through, but a bit like cloudy, let's say. I don't know how to better explain it. This can actually be a really scary feeling. For me personally, I have it since I was a child, and I always told my parents, I feel like I'm actually in coma. I don't feel like I'm actually really here. They felt bad for me and they didn't know what's going on, and I constantly asked them if this here is real or if I'm dreaming all of that, because this is how it feels. It feels like I'm in real life, I'm in coma, and I'm dreaming all of this. On top of that, if you don't feel like you're really here, your mind wants to freak out. At least this is how it was for me, especially in the past, because I felt so scared. I felt like I'm in coma, or in a video game or in a movie, I felt like I'm not real, and I felt like nothing here is real. And this was super scary. I remember sitting in a classroom when I was younger, and I was sitting in the back. The whole room was like really bright from this artificial light above. The walls were white, and even in front, the teacher was standing there in the back, everything was white. And I was just sitting there, I was just like, sorry, but that's not real. Please prove me this is real. Like, actually, I got anxiety and I felt really, really bad. And the thing is that, I don't know how it is for you. I know that derealization can also be a symptom or a side effect of depression. But honestly, I think for me personally, derealization was part of why I got depressed. For me, it was the other way around. So for me, I actually felt like I got depressed because this derealization and living with that, it was not only scary for me, and it was not only that I didn't feel present all day long, it was also like sucking my life energy out of me. I wasn't able to do anything anymore. Everything felt so overwhelming, like just going out and walking through the streets because you feel like you're actually not here and you're not present. This freaked me out, so I got depressed because of that. And if you're listening to this and you know derealization, you know what I'm talking about, because it can be pretty bad. And this is why I make this video today, because back then I didn't know what I have. I didn't know what to do. No one could ever help me. No one understood me, up until I met my today best friend 6 years ago. And we started talking about these topics. And we figured out that he feels exactly the same as I do. And he also yeah, he was also depressed. And later on in his life, he actually found a therapist in Germany here. And he went to therapy because of derealization. And I'm going to talk about it in a bit, what he got told in this therapy and what the therapist told him to do. But yeah, let us go there in a bit. Let me first tell you what actually helped me and at which point in my life I could feel a slight difference. And let me tell you a bit more about how or when it started. So I know that when I was a kid and I was in primary school, like really I was so young, I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. I remember I had those days where I felt not really present, not really alive. My days felt like an entire dream. And this already scared me out, but this was only like a few days. It was not all the time. So I was still like, okay, I remember this. I know I was so young, but I remember this because from this time it was already a really scary feeling, and it was really, really bad. But it was just a bit. And then I changed from primary to middle school with the age of, I don't know, how old are you then? 10, 11, 12, something like that. And I remember from the moment I changed school, I felt derealization all day long, like every day. And this is when I started telling my parents about it because it wouldn't go away, and it was really bad, honestly. And also to that time I thought maybe it has something to do with school, because every time I was sitting in this classroom full of children, every wall is like white and there's this artificial light, and I'm looking to the teacher in the front and I'm here and I'm listening and I understand what they're saying, but I'm actually not really here. Like, I felt like, okay, I'm sitting here in this classroom, but at the same time, I could also just sit in a forest or I could sit in a plane. Everything feels the same. It doesn't feel like I'm really here. And it just got worse and worse because it didn't change. And it started when I switched school. I don't know if it was too much for my brain. And as a child, it can be hard switching school. And actually, till today, I don't know the exact reason why derealization started for me, because I was so young. I don't remember such a huge childhood trauma. Of course, everyone has childhood traumas, so do I. But to that specific time, I just don't remember anything which would have been so bad to make me feel like that, so that my brain activates this protection mechanism. And the weird thing is also, I felt also like, this is, by the way, something very similar. It's called depersonalization. I looked at my hand and I could not really understand that this is my hand. Or I would look in a mirror, I see the person and I know that's supposed to be me, but I can't really feel that that is actually me. So it was double scary. It was not only that I was like walking around and I don't know, I would just walk around and not really feel like I'm here and I'm doing that. At the same time, when I looked in the mirror, I couldn't even understand that this is me. So I can still feel how bad it was, and I can give you a short spoiler. I still feel derealization a lot. Actually, almost day-to-day life. But here's the thing. There were certain things which started helping me. So let me come back first to my story. Sorry, I'm jumping a bit back and forth. I will tell you first the things which make derealization even worse. And then I tell you the things which can make it better, and I will also tell you what the psychologist told my best friend to do. What makes it worse is consumption of substances, especially alcohol. So I remember when I was around 16, it was the first time for me drinking alcohol. And I remember I was drinking a few sips and I started already feeling it because I've never been drinking alcohol before. And beside that, I cannot really handle it so well. Like, my body isn't good with that. And I remember in my mind, I was like, oh my God, how can people like that? Because right now, in the state of being tipsy, I feel even less present. I feel less as if I'm really here. And I understood that it could be sometimes a bit funny, but it's like you're tipsy and you're feeling a bit funny and you're feeling all of this, but you feel like you're not really here. It feels like you're even deeper in a dream. I remember the first time I got tipsy, I started panicking actually. And I was to my friend the whole time like, how can people like that? How do you like that? How can you drink? You must feel like you are a robot. You must feel like you're not really here. Like, it actually freaked me out. The second thing which makes it worse and can actually also cause derealization is smoking. You know what I mean? It can be really nice, and actually sometimes it does help me in the sense that, honestly, I believe in smoking a bit of plant medicine. It can have many benefits if you do it like not too much, and also it helps me in many ways, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it helps me with derealization. In the beginning it did not at all. It made everything worse. But at some point, in some situations, when I put my derealization by side and I accept it, it's here and I can't feel different, and I just let myself go into this experience, I would feel better. But it didn't necessarily mean that my derealization wasn't there anymore. I just welcomed it a little bit, let's say it like that. But this is not what I recommend to you, by the way. Smoking actually makes it worse. What also does make it worse is scrolling and being on the screen all day long. Like, I do work on the laptop all day long, and I just feel that after work again and again, I feel so much derealization. Like, I feel like, oh my God, like at some point in my life, I asked myself, can I even live like that? Can I even work an office job like that? And yeah, apparently I can. Maybe that's not what I want forever, but I learned how to live with that. So here I'm gonna tell you the things which can help and which help me a lot with derealization. The first thing is, and this is also what the psychologist of my best friend told him to get better with derealization. The first thing is mindfulness. And yes, it sounds so basic. And I'm not gonna tell you this will 100% cure your derealization and you will always feel present. But it is true that when we practice meditation and we actually sit down there and we actually practice it for, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes a day, you will feel a slight difference. Because for some, even if it's only a few seconds, you will actually feel present and you will feel like you're here. This is how it was for me and like the people around me who also experienced derealization. It is only maybe a few seconds or minutes a day, but it's already worth it, trust me, because you will remember how life feels when you don't feel derealized, when you don't feel DR. Such a great feeling. I also strongly recommend yoga, and this is why yoga kind of saved my life, I would say. I remember the first time when I did not feel derealization for more than, let's say, 1 minute, was actually when I started doing a yoga flow by myself at home for 90 minutes, and I was really focused at doing this asanas and breathing with them and really being here. I put my phone by side. I didn't have any distractions. And I feel like after Shavasana, after I stood up again and I woke up, stood up, I realized, oh my God, I feel like I'm really here. And I remember I was jumping around in the kitchen. I was living in a shared apartment back in Portugal. And I actually told my best friend, who I already knew to that time, who also had derealization or still has it. And we were so happy because I did not feel it. I mean, it came back, but at least for a bit. And this is why I got so deep into yoga, because I've realized yoga is not only a bit stretching, and it's not only the thing that can make you feel like present and stuff. It actually did help me so much with my mental health. And yeah, with actually being present. And yeah, so please try some yoga. You can check out my channel. I posted some guided yoga flows as well. I can strongly recommend that, but if you did yoga, please, when you come out and you wake up, please don't go on your phone within the next actually hour. I have to say this to myself as well. I know that still after yoga, I tend to go on my phone very quick, but going on your phone again is exactly the thing which smashes your presence down again. And you just did so much work to feel present. So please don't do it. Another thing which can help you with derealization beside mindfulness is also journaling. Actually write down how you feel. Write down how it makes you feel, how it impacts you, how it impacts your life. If it makes you feel like you cannot do certain things, write it down, like bring these thoughts down somewhere, like park them somewhere, just bring it out. And write down in which situations you might not feel so strongly derealized. Like just start journaling about it. And actually when we journal, it doesn't only help us to bring our thoughts out, it actually makes us understand more about ourselves, and this tends to that we feel more connected to ourselves. And that's an important key here as well. When we feel more connected to ourselves and we have derealization and we look into the mirror next time, maybe we still feel like, oh my God, who is that? Like I even look into the camera here and sometimes I'm like, I know this is supposed to be me, but sometimes I can't feel it. But as soon as I start journaling, I meditate, I start internalizing and spending time with myself, I tend to understand better that this is me. I'm looking in the camera, I know this is you. The more you spend time with yourself and get to know yourself better, you will automatically feel more connected to you, and it is easier living with derealization. We also come to the last really important point about derealization, because I can tell you, the psychologist of my best friend told him to meditate, to do breath work, to start journaling. And yes, all of these are really great tools, which you can do, and in best case, you do them every day. But I can tell you, I became a yoga teacher. I actually practice yoga every day by myself. I practice meditation. But then again, the other 8 hours of my day, I'm spending time on a laptop. I'm working on a laptop all day long. I'm even working in home office. So all this is not really best case for derealization. So I really try to go out in nature every lunch break and just taking a walk. By the way, taking walks and breathing fresh air will help you a lot too if you actually do it. But the thing which helped me the most, and this is what I told my best friend as well, because the therapy in the end did not help him. Maybe he wasn't too consistent also with actually journaling and meditation. But I understand that he also felt like a bit frustrated because for a long time it didn't help him. So I can't tell you sit down and go meditate for 10 minutes and you will feel no derealization no more and you feel present. This is not what I can tell you. And to be very honest, the hard truth, the only thing which helped me a lot is accepting that derealization will not leave my life no more. And that's my life forever. Before you feel like, what the is she saying? Please understand that I'm not saying your derealization will never go away. I'm not saying that. I don't know who you are and I don't know why you have derealization. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't. And it can go away. The thing is just that I tried so many things and I got lost in trying and nothing helped long term. Just like meditation and yoga helped sometimes and journaling, so I still do it. But accepting that this might just be my life reality and I might just deal with this my whole life, just radically accepting it, this puts so much pressure away from me and from my expectations. And I'm not saying this is the best case scenario, but I can tell you, since I have accepted it, somehow, even within the first days, I felt more present. The derealization is still there, also right now, like all the time, like I'm looking around and it is still there all the time, honestly. But since I have accepted that maybe this is just my life reality, it got more light. It's not as strong anymore as it was before. It only becomes stronger again when, for example, I work the whole day, I haven't been outside, I stare at the screen all day, I haven't been working out, I haven't been meditating for a bit or anything. If I just live like a robot, yeah, obviously I feel like a robot. But yeah, the thing which really made it better for me, it didn't make it go away, but it made it better, was accepting it, but still doing the things that I said before, like meditation, yoga, journaling, going out for a walk, like trying to go out, trying to be outside and not just scroll and be on your screen all day long and do all these things, because trust me, this makes it so much worse. I hope this video could help you a bit, and I hope you understand you're not alone with that at all. There are many people, and many people are frustrated because they do not know what to do. I know I do not have the ultimate solution for that, but again, please try to just accept it and do all the other things that I've mentioned, and try to not do the things which make it worse. Please tell me in the comments if derealization is something you have experienced and how it feels for you and what you try to do with that. Check out my channel. I will be posting more guided yoga flows, also for presence and for grounding. I'm working on that to make it better and better. I just started this YouTube channel not too long ago, and my videos are not there yet where I want them to be, like quality-wise and stuff, but yeah, please, if you like, just check them out. Anyway, I'm giving my best. This is coming out of my heart. And yeah, thank you for watching till here. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.